If I Should Die by Donevy Westphal. Available through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers.
Later, in his room, Julius pulled out the newspaper and scanned through the personal ads. Nothing here. Which page was that? He turned the page. Halfway down the middle column, he stopped. Songbird and Sparrow, 3 more days. He memorized the rest of the information. After supper, Julius sat in an outside chair and leaned against the maple tree. Neither he nor Michael had told the ladies about the incident at the store, although he had told Michael about the shooting incident the day before. While the piano music drifted from the house, some of Schumann, Liszt, Chopin, Beethoven, Mozart, and lesser-known artists, the darkness crept in and settled around him. Ingratitude. The words from Mrs. MacDonald weighed heavy upon his heart and mind. Julius closed his eyes, breathing deep of the fragrance from the multitude of trees in the orchard. Most orchards had some similarities, some things in common. Yet this flatland orchard was missing so many things. Julius's heart ached. The bittersweet memories flowed over and around him, even as he recognized that the orchard was different, and the boy that he had once been would never be the same. Julius's ears picked up the hint of a car motor, a soft, shushed car door somewhere close. He heard scuffling coming along the driveway and drawing near. His nerves tightened. He slid his hand under his vest. A shadow, unaware of Julius, lurched ever so slightly and fumbled for the chair by the table. Julius relaxed. Whoever it was did not pose a threat. After an exceptionally stunning piece of music, Julius broke the silence. Maybe they should charge admission. The shadow jumped, startled. What? Where are you? He stammered and looked for the speaker. Julius recognized the voice. Where have you been, kid? And why are you here now? Still unsure of the speaker's location, the shadow's shaky voice answered, My life's messed up. After a slight pause, he continued, I don't even know where I am. What about you? I know where you are. I'm here on business. What's up in your life besides being messed up? In the darkness, both forms blended into the tree. I'm about as far down as a man can get. My wife left me. No money, no food. I've smoked my last cigarette. His words trailed off. Man, I'd say, you reek, kid. Julius wrinkled his face at the stench. You had enough money for booze, didn't you? And sometime I did. I don't know what day it is or how I got here. I could use some close backup with this job, but Julius thought about his discovery about Davison. No, I should just send you on home. This isn't pretty here, and you're not in any shape for that. Julius's heart turned to lead. How had this happened? How would a person so full of life and hope become a wretched drunk? I can't risk it. I wish I could trust you. I wish I could be, but things became my master that I didn't see coming. I can only promise to do my best, the shadow said. Julius heard the snuffle when what he guessed was to be a movement of wiping his nose. A war raged within him. Lives depended on his going right. Stake success on a drunk trying to dry out. 2 voices fought, pulling him in different directions. I can't fail. I've never failed. And the other voice, I can't leave him behind. We don't leave our wounded behind. To do their best is all we can ask of someone. Julius looked around. Had someone else spoken? Only he and I are here. And that sounded like me talking. Wait. I'll be back. The dim light from the back of the house swallowed Julius up as he disappeared through the door. The light winked briefly as he returned. Here. He thrust a plate of reheated leftovers, a spoon, and a paper napkin at his companion. Thanks, man. The spoon scraped against the plate, and the man wiped his face and hands with the paper napkin. That's the first real food I've had in so long I can't even remember. You can shower and clean up in my room, catch some sleep. In the morning I'll find you a different place to sleep. As they came to the foot of the stairs to Julius's room, the music ended. Julius could hear the faint sound of crying. With a grim look of determination, he climbed the steps. Wednesday, June 17th. Julius waited until after Bible reading and prayer the next morning. I told Michael yesterday I'll be gone for a few days, and I must apologize to you, ma'am. Last night I found it necessary to offer your hospitality to an acquaintance. I am hopeful that if I ask you to trust me in this and forgive my inability to bring this acquaintance to you at this time, you will do so. Mrs. McDonald frowned and tapped her spoon on her cup. I assume you didn't have to let on. We wouldn't have been any the wiser? You assume correctly. We are leaving this morning. I will add some extra money for his night's stay if that's a problem. I won't be back until Saturday. Michael frowned, but neither he nor Ruth spoke. You are taking this person with you, then? He won't be coming back here? I am taking this person with me, and no, he won't be coming back here without your knowledge. Mrs. McDonald's eyes appeared to focus on her coffee cup as if looking for guidance. The money's no problem. We'll see you Saturday. Thank you, ma'am. He hadn't realized that he held his breath. I will leave this car with you. I have an account at that store. His companion mumbled around a sausage and biscuit. This is good, but I can't finish it, just the coffee. He picked up the cup and warmed his hands. Let's go get you a motel room, and we'll pick you up something to wear. I'll try to help you get your bearings before I call a cab and make tracks for my flight. Now remember, the name's Julius C. Armstrong, as in Julius Caesar. Got it? There are a few simple jobs on the list I gave you. Chapter 24. Julius settled into his seat on the small courier plane and slid the small suitcase and satchel into the back with the items the courier was delivering. But his computer case he left on his lap. With a wing and a prayer, he sighed. Sir, it won't take a long time to get to your destination, the young pilot said. I'm just glad you're going my way, Julius said. No problem. It was just me and Bertha here. I've got another route that'll bring me back on Saturday morning. Just meet me back at the hangar. That'll be good, Julius shouted back over the engine noise. I'll see you early Saturday morning. At the small airport, Julius made a short stop at the restroom in order to make a few changes to his clothes and disguise, leaving Julius behind for a while. A plain, unmarked car was waiting for him. Julius sat in the back seat next to a familiar face. Hello, Bob. Thanks for setting this up for me. Bob frowned and shook his head. This is a break from protocol. If things go bad, we've already lost Snowman. We can't afford to lose you on this case. But you haven't been able to find Junko and Mai? How's Shields doing? She'll make it, but it was pretty close. But this smells of a trap, Armstrong. I don't like it. You should let us handle it. There's one more option where Shields could have hidden them. I have to do what I have to do. Those people won't fall for anything less than the real McCoy. I hear you, but your backup is pretty shaky in this town. Since the main operation is in the Midwest, it's shaky and thin here. It'll be all right. I've never failed you in the past. I'll be at Clark and Holiday's first thing in the morning. Julius collected his few items and got out of the car. Thanks for the ride. He walked into the cheap hotel, stopped at the desk, and picked up his key. Once in his room, Julius threw himself into the battered, overstuffed chair and set his computer and ran the information. Half an hour later, he opened his door a crack. No sound in the hall. He opened the door and peered out. Empty. He shuffled from his room looking like a grungy street bum. He pulled a formless stained hat onto his unkempt hair and took the stairs down to the service entry. He slid out the door and into the alley. He looked carefully as he ambled out and onto the street. After 2 blocks, he stopped to rummage in his baggy coat pockets and leaned against the building under the awning of the corner business. With an idle glance, Julius looked up and down the street in both directions. The door to the business opened. Get out of here. We don't want no panhandlers begging for money here, the man growled and shook his fist. I ain't no panhandler. I'm looking for a job. A job? Who's gonna hire a dirtbag like you? Get out of here. The man gave Julius a shove. Don't touch the merchandise, man. He brushed imaginary dust off his rumpled jacket as he and his feet got in the same step. He continued 2 blocks until he reached Joe's diner.